Hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel. So it is 12:33 at night and I have artificial lighting, so this is probably new for my channel. I made a video on YouTube not too long ago, which was a work vlog, and I also recently posted a mini work vlog on my TikTok. If you don't follow me on TikTok, I'm going to leave it right here so you can follow me on TikTok, because I post often on TikTok, and yeah, TikTok is popping. If you don't have TikTok, like, what are you doing? TikTok is low-key popping. So I posted a mini vlog on TikTok and I got a good response from my work vlog on TikTok. So I wanted to go ahead and do a little Q&A for people who have questions about what I do, how I do it, how it works, what the process is, and so forth. So if you guys want to see this video, then keep watching. I know that bottle servers and bartenders and strip clubs and everything like that are very popular now because of Instagram. So I know a lot of people are getting into it, and if you want to get into the industry, you probably have like a lot of questions of how things work. So I'm going to go ahead and get into the questions. So like I said, I worked in a strip club and in casinos, and both of the hiring processes are different. You would have to walk up to all of the executives in the casino with a tray full of water, and they would ask you a simple question that is supposed to show your personality. So they might ask you, I'm going to tell you the question that they asked me when I got hired. They asked me if I was stranded on an island, what are 3 things that I would want to take with me? And basically I had to answer the question with personality and be perky and all of those types of things. I've also worked at a casino where they interview you solely based off of personality, and you basically had to answer your interview questions the way that they told you to answer them. So for an example, they asked me to answer an interview question like Nicki Minaj, and I had to get in the middle of, it was like a group interview, so it's like a bunch of people in the interview for the same job type of thing. So I would have to get in the middle of all of these people and basically answer a basic interview question like, you know, what makes you perfect for this job? And I would have to answer that question in Nicki Minaj voice. So those are 2 different types of ways that I've been through an interview process at the casino. So in the strip club, they hired me based off of looks and experience. No in between, no nothing else. That's it. All I wanted to know was my experience and if I look good, and I just had to fill out an application, and that's how you get the job. So like I said, there are some places that are going to be more superficial than others. It depends on where you're trying to work at and where the place is located, the type of place it is. The casino, I have never noticed any type of superficial requirements as far as like, I've never noticed any weight requirement. I have never noticed any ethnicity requirement, any type of superficial, no hair or anything like that would stop you from getting a job. I've worked with really thick girls, I've worked with really skinny girls, I've worked with white girls, Asian girls, black girls, Indian girls. Like, there's no superficial requirements to my knowledge in the casino. So the age limit when I started serving was 21. If I'm not mistaken now, where I live, it is now 18. I'm not sure, but if I'm not mistaken, it's 18. So you have to look up where you live and see what the requirements are in your state for serving alcohol. As long as you are old enough to serve alcohol, then you should be fine to serve it anywhere. So at the strip club, there was no uniform. At the strip club that I worked at a very well-known strip club. I'm not going to say which one, but it's a very well-known strip club, a very well-known brand. At that specific strip club, I did not have to wear a uniform. You had the option of wearing what you wanted to wear as long as it was black. So you could be as sexy as you wanted to be or as modest as you wanted to be. So when I would work, I would wear like fishnets and kind of like booty shorts, maybe like a crop top or some type of like corset or something along those lines. But there are girls who wore like leggings and like a tank top type of thing. It all just depended on what you wanted to do, what you wanted to look like. And also, like, if you already have like a good clientele, if you already have like a good clientele, good regulars, you really don't have to overdo how you dress. But like I said, this video is for someone who's trying to get into it, and if you're new, I would say just put on black shorts and kind of like a tank top or a corset or something along those lines with the girls pushed up, and you should be fine. In a casino, the casino gives you a uniform, so you don't have to worry about what you're going to wear every single day. Yes, you do get paid hourly. At the strip club that I worked at, I got paid hourly, and it was not under the table. I know some of them are under the table. I did not get paid under the table. I got an actual paycheck. And at the casino, you definitely get paid hourly. So the hourly rate is normally very low. And at the strip club, my credit card tips went on my check. Like at the casino, you get that credit card tip that night. I leave with my cash and my credit card tips. But at the strip club, I did not. So my check would be bigger at the strip club than it would at the casinos. At the strip club, I had the choice of working whenever I wanted. So I could work whatever day I wanted, and I can put in however many hours a week I wanted to put in. If I wanted to work one day, I could work one day. If I wanted to work 5 days, I could work 5 days. But I had to work the shift, if that makes sense. So the shifts were about 7 hours. So if I chose to work on Monday, I would have to work the full 7 hours. If I wanted to leave, I could leave. It's not like I'm being held captive, but I'm supposed to work the full 7 hours. At the casino, I've worked the same way at the casino, where I could choose the days that I wanted to work, and I've also worked 5 days a week, full-time schedule. So it just depends on where you work and how the scheduling is to determine what your days and what your hours are going to be. So at the strip club, I would say the night shift. There are people who do work the day shift, and normally they are older. At the club that I specifically worked at, servers didn't really work the day shift that much. Because it wasn't a lot of customers and people could just kind of go to the bar. But at nighttime, you had 2, maybe 3 servers. At the casino, you have 3 shifts. You have the day shift, the swing shift, and the grave shift. The day shift is the daytime, obviously. The swing shift is going to be the busiest shift. That's the shift that swings from day to night. And the grave shift is going to be overnight, obviously. The shift that I enjoy working at the casino is swing, because it is normally the busiest shift, but there are girls who make a lot of money on the daytime shift. You can also make money on the gray shift. It just depends on your mentality, your determination, your drive to make money, to be honest. If you are a money maker, if you're a hustler, it doesn't matter what shift you work on, you're gonna make money. I know that I feel like that's like a big question, because it is a female dominated industry. So at the strip club, I didn't really come across a lot of fights, to be honest, which is funny. A lot of the strippers got along, and a lot of the dancers, in the servers and bartenders and everything like that got along. At the casino, it's more like a sorority. You have, let's just say 25 girls on one shift, and you're used to working with the same girls every shift. Every time you go to work, you're working with the same girls. So after a while, you become like family a little bit. It's like a sorority, and you hang out outside of work. I have experienced people who have fought and who have argued and things of that nature. There are like arguments and kind of cattiness a little bit, but never physical fights. So this is a good question, and the simple answer is no. In the casino, there are cameras everywhere. I don't know if you've been to a casino. Comment down below if you've ever just like been to a casino, like just to go. There are cameras everywhere. If there's a camera here, there's going to be a camera here. Like, this is how close cameras are in the casino. They're everywhere at every angle. So no one steals your tips, and if someone did steal your tips, trust me, the camera gonna catch it. So yeah, no one really steals tips. I have experienced someone stealing tips before, and to be honest, I'm going to explain to you the type of person who steals tips in the industry in general. Normally, it's the person who have never served before. It's the person who this is their first time serving. This is their first time coming in contact with money constantly every day. And they think that it's a good idea to steal tips. And most of the time, it doesn't pan out for them. Yes, you do have to tip out. It's always good to tip out. If you work in the service industry, tip out, please. Just tip out. Just do it. Because it's worth it and it works in your benefit. If you don't know what tipping out is when you are working and someone is working for you, someone is doing something for you. So for example, if you're serving drinks, the person who makes your drinks, the bartender, you need to tip them out. Another example is if you are serving drinks and you have a bar back who is constantly filling your waters, who's constantly filling your alcohol, who's constantly making sure your bottles, everything you need is there, tip them out. Same thing with the bartender. If you have a bar back who's constantly making sure you got that Patron right there, making sure you got a bottle of Hennessy, making sure you got a bottle of Avion, tip your bar back out. So there are places you can work and serve food and make tips. I've never served food before. Actually, I'm lying. I worked somewhere before where I served pizza and I was a bartender. So the bartender catered to the whole restaurant. It's like a bar, like a smaller restaurant. So the bartender was the server for food too. And I got fired because every time a customer walked in, you were supposed to lay down the silverware in front of them. And I kept forgetting. I was kind of new and I never served food before. I kept forgetting to give the customers the silverware the moment they sat down before the food. So every time you missed the silverware, you had to take a shot of gin. And I don't drink alcohol. I only drink wine, hence my little glass. I don't do like hard alcohol. So I was telling the bartenders and the managers and everything like, I don't really drink. Like I don't do shots. And they were like pumping it up. I mean, everybody, the bar is a part of it. It's a thing that was at the restaurant. And it was like a funny thing. Like if you miss the silverware, take that shot. So everybody's pumping it, like take the shot, take the shot. So basically I ended up taking like these disgusting shots of gin. And I ended up getting drunk. And 2 customers came in. And the whole thing at that place was you were supposed to pay attention to everybody coming in and out and up and down the bar, talking to people and have conversations and make sure people getting their food and all that type. You had to just multitask all over the place. And I was drunk and these 2 customers came in and I ended up talking to these 2 guys and I was talking to them, showing them my YouTube actually. At that time I was showing them my YouTube channel. I was like, yeah, you know, I do YouTube, blah blah, and they were like all into it. We were having a conversation and my manager came up and she said, hey, you know, you can talk to other people at the bar, you don't have to just talk to these people. And they got offended because they were and she was not. And basically they looked at her and they were like, what do you mean these people? And I was like, yeah, that was rude. And basically she was like, bitch, don't come back. So I got fired. So I would like to say in the casino, 9 times out of 10 you're safe. That's probably the safest place you're gonna work because of the amount of cameras, the amount of staff. You have security out the ass. You have so much money that's going through a casino that they are very interested in protecting your money. And safety-wise, that works in your favor. So the cameras, the staff, the security, everything is going to be in place to make sure they see every angle, every turn, every dark space, whatever the case may be, they can see you. So if something happens to you walking your car, they can see it. So that's probably the safest place. At the strip club, I'm going to be honest. Once you're off of the premises of a strip club, good luck. You on your own, baby girl. So let's say, like I said, you make money in a strip club and you're leaving with $500. Once you off the premises and you're walking to your car, you gotta be very vigilant and pay attention to what your surroundings, because there are people. Because always remember, people count your money. There are people counting your money. You never know who's sitting and watching you and watching how much money you make and watching you move and watching you leave every day, or whatever the case may be, or someone who just knows where you work and know you make tips and know you leave every night with cash. So you have to be vigilant and pay attention, especially when you're leaving somewhere where there's not high security. Good question. So I do not, so at the casino, I do not serve bottles like, you know, like a bottle girl. At the strip club, I did. At the strip club is the whole thing. You have the sparklers and everything, and it's like bottle service, like in the club. I've never worked in a club before, which is probably surprising, but I've never worked in a club. Yes, you do make money from your looks. A person can like the way you look and just tip you just because. Like, you're a pretty girl. Oh my God, you're so nice. I love you. Like, it's the craziest thing. Like, I've been tipped because of my smile. I've been tipped because of my eyes. I've been tipped because of my hair. Like, all superficial reasons, somebody can tip you. I know a girl who did not look the best, but she made a lot of money solely off of her personality and just the way that she handled her customers. It just depends on your drive, like I said, your motivation to make money. If you have it, you have it. If you don't, you don't. It just is what it is. Like, one thing I can say is, don't think because you're pretty, you're gonna make money. If you're not efficient, if you're not on time, if you can't remember drink orders, if your drink orders are wrong, it ain't gonna happen for you. So that's the most important thing. Even if you don't have a personality, even if you're not the prettiest, the most you can do is be efficient, remember your drink orders, bring them out on time. At the strip club, yes, you can take shots with the customers. I did not, because like I said, I don't drink. So I would take like iced tea shots. If you know about iced tea shots, leave a comment down below. But I always make sure not to get drunk at work, because I want to be vigilant, like I said, when I leave work, because I'm leaving with money. And I also want to be coherent and very, you know, on my toes when I'm working, because I need to be able to count money. I need to be able to make sure my money is right. I need to make sure the drawer's money is right. I need to make sure everything lines up by the end of the night so that everything is good so I can go home. At the casino, you can't drink, so don't even think about it. We'll get approached a lot to have sex for money. At the casino and at the strip club. At the strip club, you will get approached even though you're fully clothed, even though you're a server. You will have guys say, I don't want to take a dancer into a private room. I want to take you. Now, at the strip club that I worked at, you could do that. You were able to do that as long as you had a dancer with you. And at the end of the night, you will have to split the money from the room. So let's just say, I'll give you an example. Let's say a customer comes in and he gets $1,000 room. The strip club is going to take a percentage of that money, and then the rest of the money, you and the stripper will have to split it. Now, when you go into the room, you do not have to dance. I don't care if the customer says, I want you to dance with me and I want you to get this room with me. So you don't have to tell them prior to going in the room that you're not going to dance for them. What I would personally do is, if a customer were to come in and say, I want you, I don't want none of these dancers, I want you to go in the room and dance with me. I'll say, okay, no problem. Pick one of the girls, one of the strippers, and we're going to go up there with you. And they'll pick one of the strippers. You'll go upstairs and you'll sit with them, and basically you could serve them alcohol or whatever the case may be. Like if they had a bottle or whatever, you could pour the alcohol for them or whatever the case may be. And you sit there with them and you kind of just talk, and you let the dancer dance, or the dancer will even sit there next to you and talk. Most of the time it's a combo thing. If you got a team in a strip club, if you have that type of camaraderie in a strip club and y'all are about your money, y'all are going to get the money and suck the money out of the customer. At the casino that I work at, there's a hotel attached to it, and you might have customers who say, my room is 639, I'll leave you my key, come up when you're off. And there's a rule at the casino that the servers cannot go into the hotel for that reason, because there are servers who will go upstairs and have sex. I've never done it. I don't see the point of really having sex for money, because I I don't really see the point of having sex for money, because you're kind of like making money from working. I mean, maybe you can make a quick few $100s, or however, let's, even if it's $1,000, you can make a quick $1,000 from having sex with a customer. But I just don't feel it's worth risking your safety. I don't think it's that safe to leave the casino with someone who offered you money for sex. To be honest, I'm personally scared of human trafficking, and I feel like that's like a perfect setup for human trafficking. A lot of customers assume because you are working for money and you make tips that you'll do anything for money, but I must say that for the most part, across the board, for all of the girls, that is furthest from the truth. For the most part, people are coming to work, they make their money, and they go home. You do have a few select girls, like I said, people who are new to making that amount of money. A lot of times it's new girls in the industry who might like try their hand with customers as far as sex and everything, but for the most part, no one is having sex for money. People who are uneducated about tipping, that's the worst thing about serving for me personally that I can think of off the top of my head. I hate to serve people who don't tip. Especially like the first time you give them something, it's not a big deal. Like you give someone something one time, it's just like whatever. They don't tip, it's like whatever. But it's very like nerve-wracking and irritating to continuously serve one person over and over and over and over again, and they don't tip. You can only just kind of basically ignore the customer or avoid them, or something along those lines. But that's probably the most annoying thing for me personally. A lot of times it's in the winter because a lot of people are going indoors to have fun. So the strip club is indoors, the casino is indoors. Tax season, definitely a winner. Yeah, so for the most part all year. The only times that kind of slow up a little bit is like around Christmas when people are putting their money elsewhere. But other than that, winter time and tax season is probably the highest point of the casino and the strip club. I personally wouldn't enjoy working anywhere where I split tips. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm also not saying it's a good thing. For me personally, I like to make my money and keep my money. I've worked somewhere where they tried to split tips and I did not do it. Yeah, I don't know what else it's like. Splitting tips for me personally is just not ideal, because you might have people who are lacking and they're gonna benefit. It could also work in your favor. You could work on a slow day and someone who had a good night, you're gonna get part of their money, so your night becomes good. But you know, I don't think that it's fair to the person who had a good night to have to split their money. So anywhere I've worked, no, I have not split tips. So that was my last question. If you guys have any more questions, leave them down in the comments below and I will be sure to answer them. I may even do a part 2. Like I said, don't forget to follow me on TikTok, because that is where I post my little mini work vlogs. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe and I will catch you guys in my next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.